And I saw a couple of people saying that if you only play the game once, you're only getting about a quarter of the story, which makes sense because there are four like serious endings to this game, and then there's the joke ending as like the UFO ending. So a lot of people were saying if you only play through the game once, you're only getting a quarter of the story. And I thought they were talking about the endings. They were not talking about the endings. I watched my partner boot up New Game Plus of this game and then immediately stopped watching because within the first 2 minutes of New Game Plus, there is unique dialogue, there is unique documents that you can find, there are areas that previously weren't open are now open. It is my partner, now that he's finished his second playthrough, has told me that it is basically a different game entirely with all of the changes and all of the extra content. So, I figured we'd take a look for ourselves. So if I go see how instead of saying hold to skip, it says hold to skip new cutscene. That means there's something new here that we haven't seen in the first playthrough.
When a girl grows up, she has to get married. It's her job.
It's not a job. Don't you want to get married, Hinako?
I don't know. Maybe not. It doesn't sound fun when Daddy talks about it.
Kinda like homework, huh?
If he tells me I have to, then I don't wanna.
So immediately, that cutscene is different.
Junko, did something happen? Just reminiscing a little. About, you know, when we were kids, you always looked out for me.
And notice we've already got the fox brooch. In our first playthrough, we didn't get that until the end of the game, but now she's already wearing it.
Here, this is for you. It's beautiful. Thank you.
It's probably symbolism, we don't see her face, but I kind of want to see her face. We might, at like the very, very end of all 4 playthroughs that you're supposed to do. I got no idea though, because I haven't gotten that far, obviously. That! Did you guys see that? It was blink and you miss it.
We will decide everything from here on out.
But dear, what about how Hinako feels?
We're never gonna get another chance like this. What could possibly make Hinako happier? Nothing. Where do you think you're going? We're not done here, young lady.
But still, who would have guessed that Hinako would...
She's going to do as she's told for once and help me pay off this debt. We won't have to worry about money ever again.
Darling, please, keep it down. Hinako will hear you.
You blinked? So for a single frame, the town turned into the otherworld version of the town with like flowers and shit everywhere. And now I'm bald. Local doctor's note: a fox wedding is a common expression used for times it rains. For times it rains while the sun is still shining, according to the older folk here in. Oh my god, I can't read. Episugoka. However, they also use this expression for when a young girl is spirited away. Folklore pertaining to gods and spirits becoming infatuated with human women is not something unique to Japan and can be found across the world. Ebisugoka is no exception to this. Even here, there are old tales of young girls being taken away on a fox wedding and disappearing forever. During the Meiji and Taisho periods, the town elders would apparently reassure the families of missing daughters that they had been swept away by a fox lord and are now enjoying a life of luxury without care. That's interesting, considering the guy that we meet in the other world has a fox mask. This is when I stopped watching my partner. This door was not open in the first playthrough. In the first playthrough, there was no way you could get into this house, and it's just sitting there, open. So, we're gonna go have a look. Research Journal Photo 1. A photo attached to a research journal. It appears to be a clue collected by a researcher investigating the folklore of Ebisugoka. Okay. You know that a portion of the myth is actually oh, really? Cool. I'd like to know more about stuff like that. Alright. Regarding the legend of the sacred sword. However, it is said the sword's animosity continued to grow, even as it remained buried under the earth. So the people erected a sacred barrier around it using Geyser? I think it's Geyser statues as anchors. If one wished to find the sword, they should start by looking at these statues first. It appears that the barrier works by creating a spiritual harmony that inhibits the sword's animosity. Harmony, yin and yang, the 5 elements of Wujing? Is it Wujing? Or is Jing like Chinese? I'm trying really hard, chat. During this period, it was thought that everything was composed of 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Therefore, 5 was the number associated with harmony. In other words, there should be 5 statues. Are there 5 such statues located in this town? I expect tracking them down will prove a tremendous task.
I'll take a look.
Okay, so in order to get the sword for this ending, I need to find a bunch of statues. A boy's diary. I'm gonna be a treasure hunter. I'll make sure of it. And then I'm gonna become a millionaire by finding treasure all around the world. And not just hunting treasure. A real treasure hunter sometimes takes down big scary beasts and bad guys. And don't forget that they have to learn to escape dangerous traps too. I was play fighting with a girl who lives next door when Mum got mad at me. She said, "What if you leave a scar on her face? Then nobody will marry her." What's that all about? I'm guessing the girl in this letter is Hinako. I think that girl would be a really good treasure hunter, though. She always finds hidden treasure when we play treasure hide and seek. I want to become a treasure hunter with her someday. Treasure hunting game key. Okay. You found this place too, huh? You're getting hotter. You gotta use that noggin of yours. Let the thrill of the hunt keep your spirits high. High? Like, up high, or... Oh, I got it! Faded bride doll. An old doll in the shape of a bride made from clay. It seems to have been forgotten for a long time. Like, the doll that I got is used for something, but I don't know what it's used for, so I've got to be on the lookout. And we saw that article about, like, the pillars, quote-unquote, so I've got to make sure I get them all. Otherwise, we'll just get the same ending as we did before. Serious issues in Ebisugoka. I hope I'm saying that right. Starting around May, Ebisugoka began seeing a high number of small earthquakes. The Prefectural Disaster Prevention Division predicts that there will be even more in the future. Residents remain on edge, fearful that these may be early warning signs of larger earthquakes yet to come. Sorry, I saw something in the corner of my eye. Rumors that these events are being caused by Inari-sama's curse have been spreading among the more religiously minded of the elderly population. However, the Prefectural Disaster Prevention Division is urging residents to treat such rumors as superstition and instead prepare for any potential disasters ahead. Okay. Oh! Ah! This is what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm looking for little things like this. I don't quite know what kind of statue that is. But chat, if you see me run past something that vaguely looks like this, call me out, because we need those, I think. Now, I remember last time we went through here, the two women were talking about, I think they were making fun of my family, for how, I don't remember what, but I believe they were making fun of my family.
I do quite envy her, though. I can't believe it was her. I have to say, I'm rather jealous. Why her of all people? Shh! Someone is going to hear you.
Okay. So that was also different. I don't miss how much of a maze this village was. This village is so messy.
You traitor.
Alright, this is new.
Sakuko.
Where are you off to? Don't usually see you around here.
Truck was blocking the road.
Chizuruya?
I just want to talk to someone.
I'll be there in a bit, okay?
See you.
Ooh. That was demonic, is what that was. Yo, Sakuko, what possessed you? These houses are mostly wood. Do you really want to get caught talking shit? So that's the thing. If you're talking shit, you should only be talking shit about things that you are okay with getting caught. You know? Why is Pop and Pill bad? Pop and Pill bad because Pop and Pill make Hinako go psychosis, and we don't want that. So this is supposed to be where the game teaches you how to dodge, because we don't have a weapon at this point. But now we do have a weapon. Oh, what? I literally dodged past you. I quite literally dodged past you, and I have also forgotten how to attack, so you need to bear with me. Yeah, combat-wise, I'm not happy to be back, like, in the slightest. Because I think this game is a little bit garbozo with its combat. My partner played this game on hard combat difficulty, and he had a lot of the same complaints that I had. So I'm not thrilled to be back. But the story is enough. The story's enough to keep me going. You can give me a really, really, really shit, like, game, but if the story's good enough, I will come back. So, it's not the ending we're going for, but I believe that that is one of the 3 radio, like, emission thingies, radio broadcasts for the UFO ending. I think. Local doctors note there are cases where patients are seen an improvement in their symptoms not by taking medicine but rather by simply talking to a doctor. The cause of this phenomenon lies undeniably in the trust fostered between practitioner and patient. Conclusively, the pharmacists who have been trusted since ancient times perhaps could be said to contain a similar power to that of local gods. Even among the younger generations of this town, there are many who believe praying to Oinari-san, will soothe pain and speed up the healing process. One's fortitude of faith is thought to have direct relation to potency, not prophecy. There are even some town elders who claim to have had broken bones miraculously mended. Okay. So we went through the upstairs exit last time. This time I'm gonna try and go through the downstairs exit because I believe... I watched Markiplier play through a little bit of this game after I finished my playthrough, and I believe there's an Omamori downstairs. Household tips for the good wife and wise mother. A collection of loving ways for mothers to create the perfect home. Don't remember if that was there before. There it is. Whale. When using a restorative item, you will not be interrupted by normal attacks. That is huge, because now if I'm healing and some bitch tries to come up and hit me, then I can keep healing. So we're gonna pop that on a little bit later. Diary of Revenge. This is New Game Plus exclusive because that box that we opened, we can't open without the fox brooch. So this is entirely new. I'm just moving my thing so I can lean forward. According to the Nihon Shoki, I think is how you pronounce that. I'm not sure. one of Japan's most ancient history books, Yamata no Orichi, a colossal 8-headed dragon, demanded the sacrifice of beautiful young girls for it to devour. Upon hearing this, the wild deity Susanoo no Mikoto brought 8 barrels of sake to the dragon and lured it into drinking them. Once the Yamata no Orichi had become intoxicated, he slew the dragon by chopping off all 8 of its heads. According to the Ebisugoka oldest historical records, after being decapitated, one of the Yamata no Orichi's heads flew far west and fell between the mountains of, I think that's Higanokuni. The head eventually became back to life as a poisonous water dragon that plagued the land for many years to come. Higanokuni is known now as Ebisugoka. There are records of toxic gas leaks from the underground water streams in the past. It is highly possible that this is where the legend of a poisonous water dragon stemmed from. However, while the local records state that Yamata no Orichi's head flew here, there is no mention of this in the Nihon Shoki. It is not hard to surmise that some shameless individuals put a religious spin on the noxious leaks to turn a profit, and falsified connections using famous literature to solidify their claim. Ooh, and we got an Emma. Okay, so now we're getting a little bit of folklore for the village that we live. Ooh, kitchen knife. Okay, I don't know what the specs are. I don't know what the numbers are. I'm just a silly little guy playing games, but I believe the kitchen knife is the best weapon of this game. Like, genuinely. There we go. Apparently this one is new. Which is good, because I like this cutscene anyway. Nice. Yeah. Alright, so far it seems the same. Ah, there it is. There's the change. Very small change, but I like it. Is this new? This is new too. Okay, I don't remember if the conversation about a clan was there before. Alright, now let's find out how much easier story level puzzles are compared to Lost in the Fog. Thy restless heart betrays thee as unfit for this auspicious day. Thou must first pay respect to the gods and the spirits of thine ancestors. A restless heart leads to a corrupt soul. Only through sufficient offerings laid upon many stands may thy soul be cleansed. The fuck does that mean? Oh, are you serious? Oh, are you serious? Oh my god, wait, no, I see it. Oh my god, are you serious? Is this what we're doing? I think that's this one. Oh no, sorry, this is this one. Is this what, are you for real? Hang on, I need to inspect it. Examine, there we go. Okay, so you go over here. Are you... Oh my god. Okay, cool. So, for people who didn't immediately see what I saw, the clue was that on the podium, there was like a symbol etched into it. And that symbol was the knotting style of each item. So it was how the rope binding each item was knotted. So I just matched it to that. my partner tried to go like outside of these and like explore around. And look, I love my partner. I love spending time with him. I love watching him play games, but sometimes the way he plays games really pisses me off. It's like it'll be a very clear like point A to point B, and he'll spend like 30 to 40 minutes walking around being like, okay, but what's over here? Okay, but what's over here? Okay, but what's over here? And suddenly a scene that should only take like max maybe like 10 minutes to get from point A to point B has turned into an hour-long endeavor because he wants to check every single nook and cranny. And like, look, I get it. I get it. The reason why I'm bad at games is because I rush things and I miss a lot of content, but he's like the complete opposite end of the spectrum. And just this. What a beautiful place this is. Sparkling lakes, fragrant flowers, the melodic birds, chirp of birds singing. This must be paradise. Farewell, my beloved. I leave here to you the entirety of my heart. Here it is, here it is. What a terrifying place this is. Nightmarish swamps, rotting trees that look like bones, the echoes of screams. This must be hell. And I wanted to find that one because, obviously I want to find all of them, but that's really interesting because that shows that, one, this isn't a place that's unique to Hinako. This is a place that, like, other people can come to, right? But also, kinda like the original town of Silent Hill in Silent Hill 2, the way people perceive it is different depending on who you are. And I think that's really fucking cool. To extol the advent of our clan, we bestow upon this sacred land the name Heaven's Benediction. Send forth to the sky a crane, to the earth a serpent, and to the spring a tortoise. Okay, so that's what we're looking for now. You know, for a guy that's blind, you seem to be really good at following my every turn. Tales of Okay, so this is a perspective on Hirogami? What's Hirogami? Tales of mortals being wed to gods? Okay, there you go. Answered my question. Tales of mortals being wed to gods and spirits can be found throughout every culture across human history. Certainly, from the perspective of humans, to tie oneself to a divine being is an undeniable honor. However, if one were to consider the opposite perspective, the divine being binding themselves to a vulgar life form, what would possibly motivate them to make such a degrading choice? Oh my goodness. Countless seasons have passed since I first came to the sacred land of beauty and wonder. And yet, even now, if I consider whether I myself am worthy of such an honor, I cannot answer in the affirmative with any confidence. So I must ask myself, what benefit is there to such beings mixing their divine blood with that of lowly mortals? To be clear, I am overjoyed to be of some use to them. However, I cannot help but wonder. Oh, we got a shrew mole. Dodging does not consume stamina while in a near-death state. That would be great if I could... Thank you. Mods, send that guy to Silent Hill. Oh, that is hilarious. I'm gonna be using that from now on. I did it. I made it. Is this new? This is new. Alright, hang on. I'm gonna grab my... Yum, 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 yum.
The door from earlier was for welcoming visitors. However, this door denies all but the select
What I'm
few
curious
who may
about,
tread sacred
chat,
ground.
is if the ritual scenes are gonna be
Why,
different.
of course.
Obviously, she
Today you
can't
are
go
most
through
welcome.
different rituals because, like, there are game mechanics tied
continue
to the
on ahead.
rituals she goes through.
Shall we rest first?
But I'm curious if maybe she'll be less willing, or maybe instead of doing the ritual herself, someone does it to
Tell me
her.
if you
Like,
need a
little
break.
differences like that.
Now then, onward.
I would really, really like for some of the ritual scenes to be different. to figure out what's different about this cutscene. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know what was different about that one. Ah, here it is! Research Journal 2. A photo attached to a research journal. It appears to be a clue collected by a researcher investigating the folklore of Ebitsugoka. I think that's the construction site. Regarding the legend of the sacred sword. In the Muromachi period, the Great Famine of Oi had young individuals desperate for quick money, and so they searched for the desperate legendary sword. One story even claims that the sword was discovered. However, the youth who found it became consumed by the Taira clan's resentment and massacred the others one after another. That sounds like a bit much. After that, the sword became known as the Sacred Sword, and is thought to contain the lingering animosity of the defeated Taira soldiers. Was the sword hidden after that? There's not enough information. I must search for the Geyser? I don't think we established what that was. Statues myself. I was able to get in contact with a resident who knows the location of an old statue. This may be the first clue that will lead me to the sword. Okay, this is New Game Plus. What is this? Letter from Sakuko's mother. Dear Sakuko, you mustn't ever speak again about how you hear otherworldly voices talking or singing. Puberty is a difficult time. You may hear and see strange things that you can't explain. The same thing happened to me when I was your age. However, it's nothing more than your imagination playing tricks on you. If your friends find out, though, they'll label you as the strange girl. They'll abandon you, ostracize you. Because around here, once rumors spread, people never look at you the same again. Okay, so her mother was basically harassing her for having psychic abilities? And, like, tried to fearmonger her daughter. Oh great, she's a psychic in the 60s and she can't even make a cult around herself because she's in a hick town. That is pretty funny.
Hey, partner.
Is this new? No, it's
That's
not.
not the way to ring.
Okay. Let's see. We're still looking for a construction site. Oh, my eye. My eyes are playing tricks on me. And by tricks I mean they hurt. Alright. Ooh. Ooh. North part of the rice fields. So it's gotta be like here somewhere, right? I think this is as north to the rice fields as I can get. Is this it? No, I don't think so. I am gonna replace the bat. I feel like I shouldn't, but you know. Okay, no, that's farm. No, this isn't a construction site. Is there anything useful for me anyway? Oh! Oh, never mind! It was! It was this place. Okay. Cool, well we did that. We put the second part down. Actually have a good question. Since she's in a hick town, I wonder how many of the residents are related to each other, or... From what I do know, there is some half-siblings in the bloodline somewhere. Because one of the, fucking, I don't know what the elites are called, but one of the higher class families, their son had an affair with one of their, like, housemaids, and then he got arranged to marry another woman of noble blood, and so there's, like, half-siblings running around now because he abandoned the maid when he was arranged to marry this other woman. Okay, well, I can't go this way. I can't remember the correct path. I'm glad we came up here, though. I just don't know who the half-siblings are. Actually, they may not even be half-siblings, because I don't know if the nobleman and the noblewoman had children. I know that the nobleman and the maid had children. Oh, children. Singular. Child. I don't know if the nobleman and the noblewoman did. That bastard. I know. It's 1960s Japan. This stuff happened a lot. And so some of them still only take 2 hits. Some of them are now starting to take up to 4. I don't know why. What that's about. Come on over. Come on over. Oops. I celebrated too early. Are you serious? Hinako, hit the damn thing. What? What is happening? What? Hit the damn thing. Hit the damn thing. Fucking finally. Who are you? Why do you always have to be different from everyone else? Freak. Alright, different from everybody else. Maybe this one? Because this one looks super cute and dainty. This one could also be construed as kind of super cute and dainty, and this one is not very cute looking. This one looks like she's gonna eat me. Yep. Article. Child drowns in waterway. On the evening of the 7th, a 5-year-old girl fell into the waterway of a rice field and subsequently drowned to death. Authorities believe she accidentally fell while playing. Who are you? Honestly, you're just helpless without me. Okay. This one is the only female mannequin without a weapon. Excellent. Article, child drowns in waterway. To the children of Ebisugoka, good kids don't play near waterways. Be especially careful when there's been a lot of rain because water levels will rise. Good kids don't play in crop fields. Watch out for those reservoirs and ponds because they are too dangerous. Oh, sorry, they are dangerous too. No. Who are you? I'll be your friend. Otherwise, you'd be miserably alone. Which part do we focus on? I'll be your friend or miserably alone? Well, these two are paired up, these two are paired up, those two are paired up. Oh, wait, no, I see her, She was away from- oh, no, you're just a cunt, okay. Oh, this one's got a brooch on it. Okay, wait, hang on. This one's different, this one's got a brooch. Okay. I don't know what that has to do with the hint, but okay. Article, child drowns in waterway. There's a lot of children drowning, chat. Around 6 p.m, the girl's family discovered her floating face down in the waterway after being carried 2 kilometers downstream from where she initially fell in. She was transported to a nearby hospital where she was pronounced dead on arrival. Multiple accidents have occurred due to this waterway in the past, but a single prevention measure has yet to be put in place. Why am I getting a shot of that mannequin's ass? Stop it. Who are you? Tell me, truly, you two aren't anything more than friends, right? I've always been watching you when you weren't looking, you know. I'm assuming that the Scarecrow notes are written from, like, Rinko's perspective. So, these two are interacting. This one is watching, so I think it might be this one. This one also does kind of look like Rinko, too. Oh, I stand corrected! It could be this one, because my initial thought was these two are hanging out and this one's watching the both of them. But she could be chatting up the boy while, like, keeping a side eye. She's not facing her, but she might be keeping an eye. I don't know. Yep, that was it. Child drowns in waterway. Sorry, it's just the amount of times I've had to say those specific words in a sentence is really funny to me. Parents and guardians. When children are lost and begin to panic, they become less able to pay attention to their surroundings. There have been numerous reports of children running around areas they are not familiar with, then falling into waterways and reservoirs and drowning. If you come across a lost child, please offer your help to them. Who are you? You. Yes, you. Oh. That's not really a clue, is it? What's your hair look like? Is that pigtails? I can't quite tell. I think that's pigtails, so no. Your hair's kind of similar. Oh, there we go. Child drowns in waterway. This evening, the lifeless body... What? This evening, the lifeless body of Shimizu Hinako was found in a crop-field waterway after she presumably drowned to death. It is suspected that she panicked after losing her way and began running around in the dark. This is likely when she stumbled and fell into the waterway. The name of the actual child who tragically died has been replaced and cut out with letters of my name. What a disgusting prank. I bet you not Hinako, I bet you Rinko is the one who did that. Who, like, cut out the letters and put my name there. That's a death threat. Okay, but think about it. Think about it. If the Scarecrow puzzle is written from Rinko's perspective, then it kind of makes sense. Because in the first playthrough, when you got the correct Scarecrow, it would be like, oh, I should have just abandoned you. I should have just left you there. It happens all the time, you know? A kid gets lost and falls in the waterway. And so now she's like fantasizing about what would have happened if she didn't help us that day and she just left us alone when we were lost.
We'll find out.
Oh, this is new. Also, even if it wasn't new, Rinko shows up, and we love to hate Rinko.
It's me! Shu! If you're here, say something!
Shoo! You came for me.
This bitch!
Glad you're safe too.
Are you hurt? Your family?
I'm not hurt, but
Wait, she said glad you're safe too.
everyone's gone.
In the first playthrough, she didn't say glad you're safe too. She just said, oh, Hinako.
I don't understand. Where did they go? What's with the monsters?
So interesting.
What in the world is going on?
I mentioned this to my partner, but when you put the white sailor outfit on Hinako, I wish it changed the uniforms of all of the girls. Because now Hinako just feels like she sticks out a little bit too much. Because this is their school uniform, right? So if I'm wearing a different school uniform, then the girls that I go to school with should also be wearing a different school uniform.
I can't believe it.
I know. It's not safe for us to stay here. We've got to get out of town.
Out of town? What about our
Reminds me of my days as a camp counselor for the Boy Scouts. We constantly had to tell kids not to run on the trails because of the uproots would trip the kids and they'd
We're not
face
abandoning
plant.
them.
I've had that happen to
We
me
can only
as like a
help them
grown-ass adult
if we keep
doing like a
ourselves
trail.
alive.
So I don't blame these kids, but also like, fuck man, just pay attention.
There's no way out.
What do you mean there's no way out?
Go take a look out the window. You can see the bridge from here.
After this cutscene, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I need to pee. I've drank like half of my tea.
Bridge. Now what do we do?
There's something funny about going
can't
through
use the
Silent
bridge.
Hill where you repent for your sins and being like,
can
I
still
wish
take
I
the
killed
highway.
that bitch myself.
The mountain.
Well, that's the
Find your
thing.
house.
Silent Hill isn't necessarily about your sins. It's about your regrets.
Through the
And if she
recycling.
regrets not killing Hinako,
Rico, we should bring some medicine.
then,
and
you know,
bandages.
so be it.
There's a first aid kit in the kitchen. I'll go get it.
Hey. I'll help you look for it.
Not a bad idea, partner.
When you're a kid, you always have someone looking out for you. Then when you're all alone and no one else is around and they can't hear you, it's terrifying. Yeah.
Where's the kitchen again?
This bitch! Hating Rinko is like low-key therapeutic, you know what I mean? I think the difference is that now there's flowers on the staircase. I think that was the main difference. Messy scrolls. Wonder what that pretty little thing's chirps will sound like when I tear off that mask of hers. The girl before last was an exquisite specimen. I can barely contain myself every time I think about her. Gross. Yeah, I remember this. I lose the lantern, but I attain this. Anyway, February 8th, the patient's conditions are declining suddenly and rapidly. Symptoms are as follows: labored breathing, cognitive impairment, quadriplegia, involuntary movements, and in addition to these, an even stranger symptom has arisen. The patient's facial features appear to be deforming. The patient's faces remain stuck in expressions of constant strain. Their teeth bared, their eyes narrowed into a menacing glare. Okay, I think that's a new document. I think that's a new one. Yeah, we can't use the pills this time around, but that's okay, because the pills aren't the only thing that do sanity restoration. I was just a dumbass and didn't bring anything in. But that's okay, she was the only boss where we would have really needed them. I love that he's literally getting his ass beat. He's like, fear not. Okay. So much easier than last time.
How foolish of an evil spirit to enter this place.
What is that?
An impurity that haunts you no more. Rest assured, you are safe now.
At least from that thing. From everything else, we're still very much in danger.
To live in this world is to walk amidst impurities, but we can ward them off. Come.
The fox can't be trusted. So I've been told. Allegedly. What was the new part of that cutscene? Oh, it's still going. Maybe we haven't seen it yet.
Sacred ground lies before us. Before we enter, we must be cleansed.
Oh, the cleansing. Okay. I wonder if the cleansing process will be any different. Not the cleansing process, but like, you know, how this unfolds. Because in the first playthrough, the cleansing water literally turned into lava and Hinako fainted. He has a skincare routine, that's how you know. What, so anyone who takes care of their skin cannot be trusted? That's rude. That's classist is what that is. Can't trust anyone who can afford skincare. Okay, simple enough, simple enough.
Now, you as well.
Alright, let's see if it, like, freaks us out and makes us pass out again. This is about an arranged marriage, right? If in the real world Sakako, came to the house, tried to attack Hinako because she broke his heart and the fox defended her and kicked her out. The only thing I can say about that is, Rinko was the one that was like, no, you broke his heart, you ruined him, blah 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 blah. Sakako, from the notes that I remember picking up in the first playthrough, Sakako's gripe was that we distanced ourselves from her and we weren't really as close friends as we were before. Kind of like, think more like Rule of Rose situation between Jennifer and Wendy, right? Jennifer kind of distanced herself from Wendy a little bit when she got a dog, and then Wendy went fucking cuckoo bananas. That's kind of what Sakako is upset about. And then Rinko is the one that's upset that we stole her man. Allegedly her man, because, you know, she don't belong to nobody. Also, it's still lava. I don't know what was different about this cutscene. It says it's new, but I don't know. Sorry, I choked on my tea. Oh, this is the new bit. Oh, she's getting foreshadowing for the rituals. Still, Fox defended her. Yes, yes, Fox did definitely defend her. Okay, okay. Anyone who wants to argue timeline theory or time loop theory, I wouldn't say no this time. So the secret I found has to do with this house. The doctor's house that we, like, you know, can't get into. Apparently. Oh, yep, here it is. Alright, well now we're in the doctor's house. Old medical record. Fujitori Kotayuki, age 9. The patient had joined a group of children chasing down a fox that had wandered into the village. The fox then attacked the patient, leaving several lacerations on his face. The wound below his left eye is particularly deep and shows a considerable risk of scarring. During treatment, he suddenly fell unconscious and was measured with a fever of over 40 degrees. Emergency transfer of the patient to the prefectural hospital was requested. Anywho, gotta go. No worries. Goodbye, Husky. Thanks for vibing and hanging, and thank you so much for the raid. Have a good night, my dude. Upon arrival, however, the doctors there were unable to detect any abnormalities. Even after multiple rounds of testing, after confirming his condition was stable, the patient was cleared to return home the following morning. When questioned during a follow-up examination, the patient responded that he felt completely fine. According to the patient's mother, however, Kodayuki is like a whole other boy and has been applying himself to his schoolwork harder than before. Okay. Oh, it's locked. It's not broken. It's not empty. It's locked. I don't appreciate this. Wait a minute, you have a mask on. I had assumed up until now that being possessed by a fox was a sort of curse. However, it turns out that among the followers of the Inari faith in Ebitsugoka, it can be more of a nuance than that. I heard one tale of a housewife who was possessed by a fox after sharing some scraps of food with a real starving fox. As a sign of gratitude, the fox showed her the whereabouts of hidden treasure. Another detail claims that a pious shaman was possessed by a fox and given premonitions of a coming famine. They were able to warn the town and stockpile enough food to endure it. There are numerous stories like this suggesting that being possessed by a fox is not necessarily a turn of bad luck. Though, with the influence of today's media from outside the town regarding ghost and horror stories, the fox has become seen as a purely negative phenomenon, particularly among the younger generation. Is the key the only thing that was in here? Yeah, I think the key was the only thing that was in there. Ooh, treat. Even now, the trust given to the long-standing physicians of the Iwai family was unshakably strong. When I spoke to the eldest working member of the family at a gathering, I was astonished by their outstanding bounty of knowledge. Though, as they discussed the details of their practices with me, I got the hint that they might still be using controlled substances in their treatment. However, I think it best that I look the other way in this situation. While it is now illegal to produce the cloudy rice wine known as Doboroku, people across Japan were once free to make it as they needed, perhaps operating within the grey area of legislation between traditional and modern medicine has always been the role of the local physicians here. Autopsy report, undetermined cause of death, undetermined COD case 09. Body was astonishingly malnourished and the calvarium had split open like it had burst from the inside. The cranial bones had been hollowed out and filled with insect eggs, later identified as belonging to various species, including locusts, grasshoppers, and crickets. No evidence to suggest that they were put there by human hand. Seemed to be planted by insects naturally. Highly unusual behavior considering the current harsh winter temperatures. Yet another corpse to come through at an inexplicable COD. I don't know what COD stands for. At least this one is easier to stomach than case 08. All bodies with unexplainable cause of death, that's what COD is. All bodies with unexplainable cause of death are kept secret and swiftly handed over to the police department. In turn, the police department immediately disposes of such bodies without so much as a customary glance. Additional notes. This man was suspected of blaspheming against religious doctrine. He seemed to bear some kind of grudge against the Inari faith. It's always the same with these strange corpses. After all, there can only be one outcome for not paying reverence to the Onari-san. Okay. Was that an Evangelion reference? Evangelion is fucked. I haven't watched the entirety of Evangelion. I also haven't read the entirety of Evangelion, but I did start reading it. And you want to know where I got my Evangelion manga from when I started reading it? My high school library. At the ripe old age of 12, I went into my high school library and saw that they had this cute little manga with this adorable little girly named, like, Evangelion. And I was like, that's so cool. What is that? Oh boy. Apparently, this thing, they just want to run from it. But apparently you can kill it and there's an achievement for killing it. So I think I want to try that. There we go. Go away, you'll ruin the shop's reputation. There we go. Oh, I think this is it. Yep, this is it. Research Journal Photo 3. A photo attached to a research journal. It appears to be a clue collected by the researcher investigating the folklore of Ibisugaoka. Oh my god! Prince and Bear, hello, hello, hello! Welcome in! How are you guys? I'm glad we found that. I'm glad we found that too. There are a number of damaged statues in the hollows of the divine tree. I saw old and broken tools laid in front of the statues, most likely so that they could be put to rest. The sacred sword came far before the Inari faith. As such, the Jizo statues are more likely than Inari statues to be used as anchors for sealing the sword. It seems I'll need to look into the beliefs that are older than the Inari faith to find the sacred sword. Yep, I think that's it. Around here. Yep, there it is. Perfect. Okay, so the key... I haven't picked up the puzzle, like, clue for it yet, but the key is out here somewhere. Oh, it's not here. That's disappointing. I could have sworn it was up here. Oh, well, the radio noise stopped. Hinako, Kimi, Kanta, Sachi, Sakuko, Rinko, Shu, Kodayuki. There's that Kodayuki guy again. If I turn around now, who do I see? Nobody. Origami of Fox prayers. To the Reverend Fox, my ancestor, I thank you for your divine revelation. Your will shall be done. Hinako disappeared. Kime, cancer. Kanta, heart disease. Sachi, cancer. Sakuko, heart attack. Rinko, burned to death. Shu, suffocation. Kodayuki, wishes will come true. Letter from Sakuko to Hinako. Hinako, has anyone tried to rope you into playing the Fox's Sacrifice game before? You basically just write a bunch of names on the blackboard and the fox will tell everyone's future. One of those people will also get granted with good luck. But this isn't just some childish game. There are spiritual powers at work here, mark my words. And the fox isn't telling people their futures, it's deciding them for itself. You have to promise me you won't join in, even as a joke, even if you don't believe it yourself. Please. Okay. So the fox is deciding fates itself, which leads me to believe... I believe it's safe to assume in that case that Kodayuki is the fox, right? Which means, is the fox man in the other world Kodayuki? Diary of Revenge! I found mention of a transition from the water dragon faith to the divine tree faith in historical records dating from around the middle of the Kamakura period. There, it is written that a peculiar monk donning multiple masks and measuring over 10 shaku, approximately 3 meters in height, visited Episugoka. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. A frankly ridiculous overstatement. The monk brought people to a great cedar tree, later to be idolized as the divine tree faith, and told them the following: "You who fear the water dragon's wrath, quake no more, for the beast grows weak and prepares for slumber. It is none other than this great tree that is sapped the evil from it. Devote yourselves to the great tree, and it shall keep that beast subdued until the end of time." Upon hearing the monk's words, the people of Epitsugoka abandoned the water dragon faith and converted to the divine tree faith. However, in time, the divine tree faith would also begin to change. Being a settlement hidden away from society, the residents had no way for trading with the outside world, and so they were forced to treat their tools with extra care. It was from this unique culture that Tsukumogami faith was born. Local historic records state that old tools would be brought to the hollows of the divine tree and offered to the gods, once again further warping the religion. Between the 3-meter-tall monks, giant sacred cedars, and dragons, do humans simply sense divine presence in anything larger than themselves? How utterly ridiculous. Go. Hinako. There we go. Sakuko always left her hairpins here. That wasn't a thing before. There's now also posters of rabbits. Hairpin can be used to open drawers in place of keys. Oh, I could probably open this with the hairpin. Oh my god, are you serious? Professional woman and man appreciator. How much does that pay? It's a thankless job, is all I can say. It is truly thankless and underappreciated. But you don't do it for the money. You do it for the love. For the appreciation, if you will. She gets fuck all! Now you listen here. You listen here, dear moderator. First of all, fuck you.
So this is where you are.
Oh, this is new.
Wondered where you had gone.
Whoa, tarot reading. Yeah, I dibble dabble in a bit of tarot reading.
You need to start getting ready. It's time to say your goodbyes. You're going to kill them with your own hands. You can do it. Isn't that why you're here?
What do you...
Okay, I'm not sure what was different about that, but I don't remember the first one. Oh, my cat just woke up. I think he's angry because it's almost his playtime. Yeah, hello.
And laid claim
Is this
to
new?
my soul.
This is new.
In turn, I shall save your soul by claiming the life of your old self.
I don't quite remember that. No! Oh my god, that was new. In the first playthrough, we just... Yeah, it started here. The cutscene started here. And he was like, oh my god, you're awake. Are you okay? Maybe the cleansing was too strong. He knocked us out on purpose, chat. Chat, my childhood doll was right. We can't trust him. What did he say? Cleansing me of my old
Do not
self
push
or something
yourself.
like that?
You need rest.
Wait, I have my arm already. Wait. Oh, hang on a second. Hang on. This is huge. Wait, what?
It was agonizing,
What?
but you were strong. You have persevered, Hinako.
Oh, that's so much more fucked up than the original.
Now, onward we go.
Oh no. Oh no. Then what's gonna happen later on when it's ritual time? Because the ritual was to do these body modifications to her. But if she already has them, what's the PNG? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I am so glad you asked. This is my most prized possession. I went to Silent Hill and all I got was being chased by a demonic presence that was a reflection of my own guilt caused by the death of my wife. This is... I wear this to conventions when I table at conventions because my store's name is Restless Dreams, which is a Silent Hill reference. And my partner also bought me the James Sunderland jacket. So I wear this and then I put my James Sunderland jacket over the top. It's so fun. I hate gym class. Just looking at my gym clothes makes me depressed. They're holding a long distance race at school soon. I know it's just an exercise for them to watch me. I know it's just an excuse for them to watch me come in last and laugh at me. Aw, Sakuko. I knew how lonely I would feel if everyone just left me in the dust, so I asked Rinko if she would hang back so we could run across the finish line together. And you know what? She said yes. I asked Hinako too, but she said no. She said it's because she's in the sports club and she'll get yelled at by the teacher if she doesn't try her best. Well, I suppose that makes sense. If it's true. Handwriting suddenly turns erratic, but I know the truth. I know it's really because you don't want to be held back by a slowpoke like me. I hope Hinako trips and falls and breaks all the bones in her body so that she can never run again. Jesus! I normally hate gym class, but today was different. Something nice happened. The handwriting here is erratic, as if overcome with emotion. Little Miss Perfect tripped and fell today. Looks like even Hinako, the star athlete, can mess up. She scraped her knee and started bleeding. I wish she had fallen flat on her face and ruined that pretty nose of hers, too. Yo! Not everyone's just mad at Hinako, dude. Excellent. Alright, cool. Sakuko's dream. Letter of concern, D. Hinako. Good luck and bad luck are two sides of the same coin. For one person, today could be lucky, but for someone else, it might be the opposite. Right now, a bright sun shines upon you, but that sun also makes your shadow very long and dark. Dark shadows draw evil towards them. I really didn't want to send you a letter like this on your special day, but I just couldn't get it out of my mind. I sense that your fortune has taken a turn for the worse. There's just something not right about the sun and the shadow that surround you. Where are you, Hinako? There should be a day of celebration for you, and yet you're... The note was left unfinished and crumpled up. Okay, this is solidifying my current theory on what's actually going on in this game. My family has served as caretakers for the Senazuki, I think, shrine for generations, but for the past few decades, the shrine's popularity has been on the decline. When it came time for my dad to become the head priest, he declined the role and got a regular office job instead. I didn't even know that that was a thing with families that run shrines. My mum and dad were always saying negative things about the shrine, that head priests are obsolete. Even my grandfather says that the tradition of upkeeping Senazuki's shrine will die with his generation. I help out as a Miko at the shrine whenever an event is held. I love how dignified the rituals are and the way they make me feel like my soul is being cleansed. I'd like to be more than just a helper at the shrine. I think I'd like to become head priest one day. Grandpa is saying that he'll let the shrine come to an end after his generation. Not many people bother visiting such a small, insignificant shrine. It seems nobody wants to go through the effort of coming all the way here to pray to Inari-sama. There are hokora and statues dedicated to Inari-sama all over town anyway. Older folks just go wherever is closest to them to pray. There's no reason for them to come to the shrine. But if there was a more devout worshippers, if people held more respect for the shrine, then maybe Senazuki's shrine would be restored to its former glory. Are these just events unfolding as the gods have planned, just like Grandpa always says? Does Senazuki shrine no longer serve a purpose? No, it simply can't be true. I've heard how the gods weep. Poor thing. I think Sakuko is like the saddest character of this group. I mean, if my theory is correct, then what's happening to Hinako is incredibly messed up, but like, I can't help but feel for Sakuko, you know? Is this new? Yes.
Hinako, help me! Help me!
It's still so disturbing that we got our modifications early.
I don't want to be alone. Wait, please don't go! We promised to stick together, you traitor!
Okay, outside of us having our like wolf aside from us having our fox elements, I'm not sure what about that was different. Rinko's childhood diary. Today I brought all my friends candy from the candy store. Handwriting is distorted. Everyone was slobbering over the snacks and thanking me again and again. It reminded me of the time I fed fish at the park, the way their mouths gasped wide as they begged for food. What a bunch of idiots. And that poor as dirt Hinako. All it took was one piece of cheap candy to have her following me around like a dog. It's almost cute how stupid she is. A cockroach like her deserves to die. I thought I knew all there was to know about Rinko, and she continues to surprise me. The erratic scribbles are lies? I don't think so. I think the erratic scribbles are how they truly feel. All of a sudden, the town was enveloped in a thick fog. Everywhere I looked, I saw strange monsters. I could only bring myself to sit inside my empty house, alone and shaking. That's when Shu came and rescued me. After that, it didn't matter how terrifying the outside world was, as long as I was able to spend time alone with Shu. Handwriting suddenly turns frightening, but then I realized that cockroach Hinako was with him. What are the odds? Just die, you pest. You don't belong in this town anymore. Did you forget that? Ooh. That's her thoughts about when we rescued her from her house earlier in the game. Fuck, dude. I've wasted years of my life at school carefully putting on a good girl act, pretending I was perfect in every way, basking in my own sense of superiority. Back then, I sincerely believed I was better than everyone else. But things are different now. I can see how I've been looking down on others just to falsely raise myself up. I can't help but wonder though, has everyone else seen through my act this whole time? Sakako, Rinko, even Shu. Sorry, Rinko. Hinako, Sakako, even Shu. Maybe they've always seen through me, straight to my rotten core. Maybe all this time they were only pretending to be my friends. The handwriting is seething with unfettered hatred. But I am not the one at fault. It's all because of that awful Hinako. If only you were gone, then I wouldn't be feeling like this. The rest is too distorted to read. Okay, so she kind of understood that she was not a good person. And then she just, like, she was getting so close to the mark, and then she flew straight past it by saying, oh no, my shitty actions are Hinako's fault. She was so close, chat. She was so close to redemption. The perspective of Hirogami. The other day, my honorable father-in-law told me that fate had smiled upon me, that my blood had been blessed by the stars. If I attempt to interpret his words, I can only understand them to mean that he believes that an intervention of good fortune or coincidence allowed me to be so connected with this house. However, I do not believe he meant to humble me with his words. Instead, I think his words should be taken more literally. My blood was favored by fate. In the words of mortals, there exists rare individuals who possess non-ABO blood types. So maybe having blood that was blessed by the stars simply means that I was born with a rare mutation. After all, there are many variations, some of which are as uncommon as 1 in 100,000 people. Perhaps when a human child who possesses blood that contains the power to deepen the bond between mortals and gods is born into a village, they are selected as a candidate for a heterogamous marriage. If such is the case, then it would explain why such partnerships are so infrequent. I wonder who shall be the next. I wonder who shall be next to be welcomed into this world. If it is another child beloved by fate, then I would like to do all in my power to help their transition into their new life. Mayumi. I think Mayumi is the missing girl, right? Oh, an Emma and an Omamori. Oh. Unfinished letter. My future friend, spring unfurls around me in vivid color as I write you this letter. Upon your arrival, you may bear anxiety about your new life. The slightest remembrance of your old home may call tears to your eyes, like it once did to mine. The scent of ripe plums joins with warblers' songs in bittersweet union. Memories that call me home to a mountain village spring. Everywhere I turn, I am met with splendor. The sound of chirping warbles, the smell of sweet plums. I am certain that this land, though new to you, shall become a place of respite and tranquility. You and I call the same village home, so please share with me whatever weighs on your mind, and I am eager to hear your stories of home. And together, we... Okay, so 2 girls... I'm assuming they were writing that to Hinako. I'm assuming the first girl was, like, not necessarily married to a god, but married to a noble family. Rinko's secret journal. I wish I could live in a world where it's just Shu and me, but I don't mean that I want the rest of the town to disappear. Handwriting is erratic. No, what I truly want is a world where that nasty little cockroach named Hinako, who's always crawling around Shu, is gone. I don't care how it happens. She can die in an accident or for some rare disease. Hell, she could just move to some far off country for all I care. I just want her gone forever. And won't any of the gods answer my prayers? It's really fascinating when you consider what this second playthrough is about.
Just for once. Think about how he feels.
No.
You're a traitor.
Sorry, it was such a blunt answer.
His heart.
No.
Say you're sorry. Get on your knees and beg for forgiveness. Can't you hear me? Why don't you say something? Hinako!
When you read them as lies, it shows just how dark and evil the fox is. It's true. It's true. Oh, right, because the puzzle difficulty is easy. There's only one possession to find. That's great. But unfortunately, I've officially run overtime twice now. And the partner's probably going to be home soon. And he's going to be really confused that I'm still playing Silent Hill F when he gets home. So this is where we're going to wrap up. This is where we're going to say goodnight. Stay warm, stay cozy, stay toasty. If you sneezed during the stream at any point, bless you. Thank you all so much for putting through the idea that I want to play this game a second time. I know it's not everyone's favorite on the channel. For now, though, I will say goodbye. Good night, everybody.